crash simulations. And perfecting its engine took over 1.1 million miles of extreme driving. But this may be the most impressive number of all. The 2015 Mercedes-Benz GLA. See your authorized Mercedes-Benz dealer for exceptional offers through Mercedes-Benz Financial Services.
Right now at 5:30, some heists took police months to crack. Now we have more on just how police solved the cases of thefts from 2 Kentucky distilleries.
That's coming up on WKYT this morning. Also, the owner of a dog found dead of serious injuries by the side of a Laurel County road is telling investigators it was all an accident. But one organization still wants charges to be filed.
And coming soon to Lexington, a new entertainment complex with a movie theater. It's not any old movie theater. We'll give you a sneak peek at the developer's big plans coming up.
Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Good morning and welcome aboard. We're glad you're with us here on this Wednesday on WKYT. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. A little chilly out there. Really don't have to turn on that AC right now.
That's right, and you might need some heat to the next couple of mornings. And so we're talking about some really chilly lows. Here's meteorologist Micah Harris. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, Guy. Yeah, we're looking outside the next couple of days in the 50s, next couple of mornings, 30s. Here comes that dominant cold air blast that we've been talking about the past few days, and it'll take over for the next 48 hours. First Alert Defender live radar. Nothing going on right now, but we do have some rain to the north of us, which means one thing, watch for it to slide southbound as we work our way through the day. 51 degrees down Frankfort, and that goes for Richmond. Lexington coming out at 50 degrees, and we'll finish off upper 40s, lower 50s. By the first half of the day, which includes right now, we will see that chance of rain. Now, going throughout the second half of the day, afternoon, it'll be windy. We'll look for 10 to 20 mile per hour winds, and also those cool temperatures at 58, so it'll feel much cooler than that. Off into the evening, do not forget this. Cover those plants before you go to bed, and I'm going to be saying it all morning long because tomorrow morning, frost is likely, not possible, but likely for several locations. How long do we hold on to that cold air? That's the question, and I'll show you that coming up.
All right, we'll see you in a bit. We thank you. Leading WKYT this morning, it was a set of arrests that was years in the making. 5 of 9 people indicted in bourbon thefts from 2 Kentucky distilleries have now been arrested.
This really has been quite the mystery, talked about for quite some time. A lot of questions over how police finally cracked this case. WKYT's Mark Barber is at our live desk with a look at this investigation. Good morning.
Good morning. The Franklin County Sheriff says after 7 years, they have finally busted the crime ring that pulled off the daring bourbon heist. Investigators tell us 9 people in the crime ring have been indicted. We're told one of them worked at Wild Turkey Distillery and 2 worked at Buffalo Trace Distillery. Rare and expensive bourbon from the distilleries started disappearing back in 2008. The sheriff says the man who appears to be the ringleader of the crime behind it, Gilbert Kurtzinger, worked at Buffalo Trace. We're told he exploited gaps in security to steal the barrels of bourbon. 8 others are also charged with engaging in organized crime. Julie Kurtzinger, Mark Searcy, Ronnie Lee Hubbard, Dusty Atkins, Christopher and Joshua Preston, Robert McKinney, and Sean Ballard. The 5 people who turned themselves in last night are no longer listed in the Franklin County Regional Jail. Officials there tell us they cannot give us any information. But according to several of our viewers, the Kurtzingers have bonded out of jail. When we asked the sheriff how people became a part of this crime ring, he laughed, saying it was through a softball league of all things.
Put Gilbert Kurtzinger here. There's tentacles that go out to these different folks, and that's how they interconnected throughout the state, was friends through softball.
Investigators say they have recovered $100,000 worth of stolen bourbon so far. The sheriff says they are still investigating and other people could still be indicted. From the live desk, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, thank you so much, Mark. Very disturbing story to tell you about now out of Laurel County. We're learning more about a dog that investigators say died after being dragged down a Laurel County road. Investigators think that a truck dragged the dog. The Homeward Bound Rescue Organization said the dog was found in a ditch and later had to be euthanized because its injuries were so bad. Homeward Bound tells us yesterday that the dog's owner contacted them and said it was all an accident. The owner claims his son tied the dog to his truck after it went loose. The owner says he didn't realize the dog was there and drove off with it still tied up to that truck. He says someone later flagged him down and told him what was happening. He says he stopped, left the dog in a ditch, and went to work.
It rips my heart out to think how much he suffered. He was in excruciating pain and for a lengthy amount of time.
Well, Homeward Bound thinks that the dog was dragged nearly 2 miles. The organization will pursue charges in the case.
We now know the name of a man who was killed when police say his car slammed into a coal truck in Breathitt County. State police say he is 54-year-old Billy Spicer of Jackson. That crash happened Monday afternoon on Highway 15. Police say the coal truck had stopped for a school bus, but they say Spicer's car came around a curve and didn't stop, hitting the back of the coal truck. Some frightening moments for a Johnson County Sheriff's deputy. He says a tree fell onto his cruiser while he was headed to a call. Deputy Richard Salyer says he was responding to a house alarm Monday afternoon when the tree fell along Highway 1092. It crushed the passenger side of the cruiser.
Just driving along, just with my own thoughts, and all of a sudden it was like a bomb went off, and took me a few minutes to really figure out what had happened, because I mean, I was thinking explosion or gunshot or something like that.
Deputy Salyer had a small bruise near his eye, but otherwise he was not hurt. As for the damaged cruiser, the sheriff's office is waiting to hear from the insurance company before deciding what to do.
Well, another falling tree crushed an SUV outside a Lexington home. It happened yesterday morning on Winding Wood Place in the Heartland neighborhood. No one was injured. A student says he was about to get in an SUV and drive to school, but his mom stopped him to tell him something. And just minutes later, that's when that tree fell. The family thinks gusty winds and rain-soaked grounds both played a role in causing that tree to fall. So quite a close call for him there. Well, next week, the U.S. Supreme Court will hear arguments over same-sex marriage bans in Kentucky and 3 other states. Some Kentucky couples will be among those in Washington. They filed a lawsuit hoping to have same-sex marriage recognized in the Bluegrass state. Last night, couples gathered in Louisville for a send-off event. Jim Meade and Luke Barlow were one of those couples. They met at a Lexington bar and have been together for nearly 50 years. They say they got involved so that LGBT kids don't have to go through what they did.
I'm a 3-time suicide survivor. When I was at Bryan Station, and I said, you know, we're losing so many kids today to suicide. This is something that you and I need to do. And so we plunged in, we came out of the closet, we threw the doors open wide, and here we are.
Well, next week, Jacqueline Policastro from our Washington Bureau will be at the Supreme Court to report on arguments in the same-sex marriage cases.
The time this morning coming up on 5:38, and Bluebell officials think they are getting closer to figuring out how listeria got into their manufacturing lines. The ice cream maker recalled all of its products yesterday after the bacteria was found in some of them. Bluebell now has a team of microbiologists looking at all of its manufacturing facilities, and the company plans to test all products before sending them out to retailers. The Fayette County Health Department has been going to stores around Lexington, making sure that the Bluebell products are not on any of the store shelves. So we'll continue to track that one for you.
You check in that freezer too. Well, coming soon, get it to Lexington. We're talking about a larger-than-life movie screen. This is really something. A new movie theater that could be on its way that will have the largest screen in the Bluegrass.
Preview of coming attractions. Developers have unveiled plans for the proposed theater at the corner of South Broadway and High Street. WKYT's Victor Puente is live from downtown Lexington at the proposed site where he hopes to catch some movies in the future. Good morning, Victor.
Good morning, Bill. Yeah, this parking lot is the one we normally set up in for live shots next to Rupp Arena. It's directly behind the camera. But after this summer, we may have to find a new place to park because construction will be taking place right where I'm standing. Back in March of 2014, we reported on the plans for a Los Angeles-based cinema group to build a theater and entertainment complex here at the corner of South Broadway and West High Street. According to the Herald Leader, those plans are moving forward. They say there were some issues with getting the proper leases. That led to the construction being pushed back. It'll be known as the Krikorian Premier Theater and have 12 screens, including a 100-foot wide screen, which could be the biggest in Kentucky. It'll also have a bowling alley, a food court, and laser tag, which will be built into the lower level of the parking garage next to this lot. The project coordinator told the Herald Leader the location is perfect for them because of its proximity to the Hilton and the Hyatt, as well as being within walking distance of UK. Now, the plan is to begin construction later in the summer with hopes of opening by the fall of 2016. Live in Lexington, Victor Puente, WKYT.
All right. It's a pretty exciting project.
Yeah, you know, it's amazing those big, large screens. Just they really, it's like you're there in the movie. So
Yeah, right.
it'll be interesting.
It will. All right, our time this morning is 5:40. It's 20 till 6. Let's check live drive traffic and see what is going on early this morning. So far, only the early birds are out.
You know, we, I can attest to that. We see plenty of early birds when we are out and about. Well, Nicholasville and alumni looking pretty good. We do have some closures scheduled for the next hour that could impact you this morning. Man of War between Beaver Creek and Tates Creek Road. There's some road repair work going on in that location.
But everybody buckle up and be safe, certainly, on your way in this morning. Certainly we had that horrible accident yesterday on Tates Creek Road that was closed down for time as people were heading in. So everybody heads up and be cautious. Good to have you along on WKYT here on your Wednesday morning.
We have a lot more on the way. Former boxing champ Mike Tyson showing us that he can still push it real good. We'll show you a sneak peek of his lip sync battle in just a few minutes.
It didn't seem real good to me. 51 degrees outside this morning. They're in Lexington, 50 in Danville. Cooler temps today, colder temperatures on the way. I'll show you how low we go with those numbers coming up.